Hello, this is Sapphire Elite Ryan Conley with Jeunesse Global, and I'm doing a video response this morning in regards to the response that BK, the CEO of Vemma, had when Alex Morton, the 25-year-old millionaire, left the company. And first of all, my heart goes out to those in Vemma because I know there's a lot of people out there that are working the Vemma business. And when something like this happens, when you're top person of the YPR movement, that's the youth movement over at Vemma, and that's really what the whole entire company was constructed on, was the YPR movement, young people drinking expensive energy drinks and expensive juice. Okay, that's what that was about. When that's kind of taken away, the company, I can only imagine the effect this is going to have on the company. So I'm not here to bash the company whatsoever, but I want to do this response discussing BK's announcement here. First of all, BK started out his response like this over and over and over, and I don't know if he was trying to get pumped up, but it really seemed like there was a bunch of frustration having to go ahead and deliver this announcement that he released on the video. So in the video, he addressed two things in the video, and he decided to lead with the first thing, which I could didn't have anything to do with Alex Morton. It had to deal with something else, but then he got into this because he had to address this for the YPR movement and also the Vemma movement as well, because I can only imagine what that company is going through right now. Okay, so I thought that was like a soft intro with what was to come, but really the point of the video was to discuss Alex Morton leaving the company. Okay, first of all, I'm just kind of going over some notes here. BK says that you're supposed to learn from other people's experience in this industry. And I want to I just want to say congratulate Alex Morton on this, because he actually did learn from other people's experiences. He learned from his entire team that the team was failing. He said in his exit video from Vemma that every day he was getting calls from people, what do I do, Alex? What do I do? It keeps failing and failing every day. And a leader can only take so much of that. So BK was right. And Alex did actually learn from other people's experiences from listening to his downline and stuff, and made that critical move coming over to Jeunesse. Okay, another thing that BK said was, he says he said let's develop a culture and stuff, and he was talking about culture. Well, I'm here to tell you, culture is important, yes, but it's not the foundation of a company to be built in. You have to have something very special, first of all, which the people of Vemma thought that they had. I mean, it's a decent product, don't get me wrong, it's better than something you buy at Albertsons or Safeway, but the cultures need to be built more on a company, an opportunity, a global opportunity, and I want to talk about global in a second here, but it needs to be built on a great compensation plan, a very diverse amount of products, not just some juice an energy drink that's expensive with a high entry fee of $500 to come into. That's not how you develop a culture. You do it properly, allowing people to come in and having multiple opportunities to grow their business. So I don't think Vemma really has accomplished that right there. Speaking about, he also comments about how they need to focus on developing the East Coast because that's where the people live. Okay, I actually was offended by this because I live in Seattle and I'm a people person. Okay, I'm over here on the West Coast, and the Vemma, yes, there's a lot of people on the East Coast, but in Jeunesse, we're focused on growing. I think I'm in 58 countries. Okay, I'm focused on growing across the entire world. I don't even know how many countries that Vemma's in, but the focus is definitely not on the East Coast, even though I support my East Coast teams. Okay, so that was kind of interesting, I thought. I think that really speaks to how strong Jeunesse is compared to Vemma also. Okay, and then, let me see. All right, and then also it was kind of humorous but kind of freaky. I don't know if Alex Morton is going to have a lawsuit or something on his hands, but if you listen to it, he actually threatens Alex Morton subtly, and he says basically, if you decide to leave our company, as BK, I'm going to make it the worst decision that you did right there. And it was almost kind of like he was hinting at potentially a lawsuit if you go ahead and take your teams, because he is there to protect the people of his company. Okay, and and when BK is talking about making things right, and hey, I'm here for you. I'm me. CEO is here for you. Yes, BK, you're a hard worker, but it's like a president. I almost kind of put it like to Obama talking or something like that. Are these politicians that don't do anything when there's a problem? They talk about, yes, we're going to go ahead and make these changes, but the changes never happen. I don't see. Meanwhile, Jeunesse has got light years ahead of all these other companies out there, whether it's Isogenics in 15 countries or we're in over 120 countries. So the game's kind of already won. The masses are coming over, okay? And I'll kind of touch on that also. Yes, Jeunesse has, man, this is very strategic right here. Jeunesse has paid for a lot of performance-based contracts. I didn't get one into Jeunesse, and I got my income up to over 5 figures a month, but I potentially could have got one when I came into the company since I've enrolled over 120 people, okay, in the first 3 or 4 months of coming in. But the thing about it is that I don't condone that at all. I think it's a very smart business move, and I can only imagine that Alex got a pretty good check coming over to help him float over to that. I don't see anything wrong with a performance-based contract because just outside of MLM, this crap happens all the time. Not crap, it's good crap, okay? But what Jeunesse has done is they have put infrastructure in with key leaders, attracting massive key leaders into the company to go ahead and be light years ahead of companies like Vemma and Visalis and all these other companies because we've already taken the leadership. It's kind of like when you're playing chess. You take out the bishop, ouch, that hurt the game. You take out a rook, ow, you take out the queen, oh, just the king's left standing. In that case, it's BK here, the king, surrounded by, I think, a bunch of pawns right now because a lot of people have already left. Again, I'm not putting down, okay? So another thing that BK talked about is he talks about being a positive, and I respect this a lot about BK because he's a very positive person. Positivity definitely will get you far in life. I consider myself a very positive person, but at the end of the day, you need to watch trends. Okay, so I'm going to say in response to that, it's actually more important to focus on where momentum is going as a leader. Being positive leader is very, very important, but watching your teams, listening to your teams, not just putting yourself up as ego, me, but listening to people and understanding where the industry is going as a professional like myself, that's very, very important right there. So BK, I kind of want to leave this video in this, and I wish Vemma the best, but another thing that was on my mind was we know that 50 Cent went ahead and just declared bankruptcy. This guy got monstrous, and now his name has become basically his worth at 50 Cent as he declares bankruptcy. Okay, BK, the CEO of Vemma, his name is BK. I'm almost kind of seeing like a law of attraction thing happening here where who knows if Vemma is going to go BK. Okay, so BK, 50 Cent. A lot of weird things are happening nowadays, and we are seeing a consolidation in the leadership and the MLM industry, especially when it comes to health and wellness and anti-aging and skincare, and all eyes are on Jeunesse Global right now. So you guys, please take a second to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I got some great kick-ass information. I'll keep you up to date on more happening news. So we look forward to having you at Jeunesse. Take care.